Heat up your frozen dinners, grab your TV tray, and settle in for another episode of the Plus Platoon, your podcast for all things Disney Plus, brought to you by Disney Plus fans. Watch along with us every week as we cover all the new, the old, the good, and the bad on Disney Plus. So put down that remote, don't touch that dial, and welcome your fabulous Plus Platoon host.
Hey everyone, my name's Derek and welcome to the Plus Platoon. We are a Disney Plus fan podcast that gives honest, spoiler-filled reviews of movies and shows on Disney Plus. We look at new releases, coming attractions, and we'll even go back into the vault to revisit some of the classic Disney that's on the platform. Make sure you're subscribed and you will never miss a moment. I'm going to bring in this week Gina. Gina,
Hi.
how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Thanks. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah. Next we have Pete.
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. And tonight we have got Rebecca. Rebecca, how's it going?
Going good. Happy Platoosday.
That's right.
Yes. And Sam and Kate are not able to join us tonight, but I'm hoping there's a big crowd out there. And we've got Steve there, and we've got Ryan, Tuner Tuesday, and it is Tuesday. So there's two sets of two of us tonight or something. I don't know. Anyway, but please like, subscribe, share. If you know people that should be on here, guys, tonight's a big show that we're going to need your help. We need to know what you guys have been watching that we haven't covered. So please let your friends know, hey, they're needing help tonight, because if not, it's just going to be us sitting here talking, and that's not going to be very entertaining. So,
like usual.
Hey.
I like my Star Wars talk.
Okay, so it's me and Gina and Rebecca tonight. Watch it, Pete, with that attitude. Okay. We do have a little bit of news. Since Kate's not here, I'm going to do the news. So it was announced that Moon Knight, in a departure from other Marvel series, will only release one episode in week one when it premieres at the end of March. That's different because every other Marvel series has had 2 episodes the first week. So, and I think part of the reason they may be doing that, to me personally, is that if not, it was going to sets it up to end on May 4, as opposed to leaving that open for, okay, so why don't we do Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Makes sense.
Ice Age Scrat Tales is a new series of 6 shorts coming to Disney Plus on April 13th. It features the squirrel Scrat and a young squirrel in different situations across the glaciers of Ice Age. Think Doug Days from Up.
Okay, that would be good.
So-
But Scrat doesn't say anything, though.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
No, he's just a ball of anxiety.
Yes.
I love it.
Disney Plus confirmed that Captain Carter will be in the new Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie. This is in addition to Captain Marvel and Professor X, both already confirmed by Disney Studios.
Yay.
So
exciting.
this, I think, is the gateway for the mutants.
They haven't confirmed Professor X, but Patrick Stewart did a voice in the trailer.
Yeah, and he says, "Oh, people have been imitating." Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. Following its success on Disney Plus, Encanto will be returning to theaters for another run on the
I
big
love it.
screen. Never let it be said that Disney doesn't know how to make the most money from a property possible. So I do think it is staying on Disney Plus, but this is a chance for people to go see it in theaters. I personally think with the popularity of it, I remember years ago they did, I think it was Beauty and the Beast as a sing-along version.
I was thinking that
Mhm.
same
They
thing.
should do Encanto
They
as
should.
a sing-along version.
They should.
So, and the 90-year-old John Williams, the man who never heard a musical theme he wouldn't steal and make famous, is returning from retirement to compose the theme for the upcoming Obi-Wan series.
I'm so excited.
He recorded the theme last week in Los Angeles. It's his first work on Star Wars since Rise of Skywalker. He did not compose the theme for any other of the Star Wars TV series. So John Williams is back.
I love him, but like I don't think the stuff he did most recently has been that great. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he pulled something out of his portfolio from the 80s.
Well, I was going to say maybe he pulled something out of his portfolio from all the classical music he rips off. But
Yeah.
that being said,
It works.
yeah. Dan says he can't wait for the Encanto sing along.
I agree.
Nick says, little known fact, Steve and he, who are married, usually watch the Plus Platoon separately. Nick from his car right before jazz choir rehearsal. Okay.
Yay.
Well,
Thanks.
yeah, thanks. What are you singing tonight, Nick? So, well, as we said, we're doing a What Are You Watching show. So we need to know and we need comments of what stuff that we haven't been covering, that we haven't focused on, have you been watching on Disney Plus? And Pete, I'm going to start with you. What have you been watching on Disney Plus?
So over the winter break, so this was back in January, my daughter was home from college, and for some reason she got it in her head that she wanted to watch all 3 of the Night at the Museum movies. And those are movies that were Fox products, but they got moved on to Disney Plus because because they own Fox. And I was quite pleasantly surprised by them. I'd seen the first one, I think, in the theaters, and I hadn't seen the other 2. And are they great cinema? Are they up there with like the Marvel movies? Certainly not. But for a family entertainment movie, they kind of reminded me of like the Disney movies from like the 60s and 70s in that they were kind of silly. They have magic in them, but they don't really explain the magic at all. It just happens.
It's Herbie.
And yeah, and
Herbie.
Right, yeah, Herbie or
Yeah.
Shaggy DA or things like that. And and you laugh a lot, and they like there's a lot of big names in them that maybe weren't at the time. The second one has Amy Adams as Amelia Earhart, and she's fantastic in it. I mean, she's fantastic in everything, but it was like right before the Muppets, I think, that she did that. And
I also have a question.
Is Robin Williams in the third one?
Yes, Robin Williams is all 3.
Oh, wow.
And the third one was one of the last things he did.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
How does it hold up for 2022, whatever year we're in? How does it hold up?
How does it hold up in
like
terms
as far
of
as
like
stereotypes and the caricatures and that kind of stuff?
I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, they have like Attila the Hun, and he acts like Attila the Hun, but I mean, I guess you could say that's problematic. But other than that, it's like cavemen, and but they don't really have like, I don't know. Sacagawea plays a big role, but it's not problematic at all. I think because it isn't really old enough to really show that strain that like things from the 80s or 90s might.
Good.
So I think the first one was like 2007 or something like that. So I really enjoyed them. I would definitely recommend, as I said, if you have kids that are in the range from maybe 7 to 12 or 13, they're a really good group of movies that are a lot of fun for the family. I think there's enough laughs in there for the adults that they'll enjoy them, and there's certainly enough laughs for the kids as well. So that's my thing that I recently watched.
Okay.
Great.
Rebecca?
For me, Disney Plus is like my comfort streaming service that I like to go to. I grew up watching Disney Channel and anything and everything that came on. I would watch the premieres of High School Musical movies, of the sing-alongs to Camp Rock, and everything in that nature. So those are my first things that I go to if I'm going to watch Disney Plus and it's not something for Plus Platoon. I'm going to go back to one of my comfort TV shows. So Hannah Montana, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, That's So Raven, The Proud Family, or I maybe throw on another movie of mine that is a comfort movie. So like I said, High School Musical, Camp Rock, Lemonade Mouth was really big for me, Wizards of Waverly Place, everything and anything that had to do with like the 2008 to 15 of Disney Channel is like my hits. But outside of that realm of things, I really have 3 things that I love to watch too. National Treasure. Those movies are so good. and I wish they were real so bad because I'm not a history buff person, but for some reason watching those movies and feeling like I'm learning about history while watching this like crime detective things happen with, you know, his family and stuff. It's so fascinating and it's so smart and just well written. There's comedic relief with the sidekick, and you've got the good guys and the bad guys. You've got action. You've got there's really nothing wrong. To me, they kind of are almost on the same level as the Night at the Museum movies in terms of
Mhm.
like just comfort
Yes.
ones that you can like
Yeah.
have on and like watch again and again. So really, really love those. And then two specific to Disney Plus ones that I like to watch is Marvel's Runaways. If you are a fan of Marvel, these are not your average superheroes. These are all children of, or teenagers, I should say, of parents who run this like holier than thou church thing. It's not a church, it's like a meditation getaway type thing. You come to find out that they're like sacrificing members of the church to this like higher power. He like sucks the life out of them to like survive and stuff. And the kids basically find out that their parents are doing this whole thing, and they, you know, do everything that they can to try to save them. They all have magical powers. There's a dinosaur. It was really fun. I really liked it. Super short. I think there were like 3 seasons, maybe like 8 to 10 episodes a season. What are their names? There's cameos of other actual Marvel heroes in there. The pair. Oh my god, the blonde girl. I don't know the actress name, and then I don't know her superhero name. But
It's okay.
her and her, I keep wanting to say Turner and Hooch, but I know that they are not superheroes.
That would be awesome.
That would be really weird.
But they are not superheroes, so it's not them. But there's references to other superheroes in the MCU, in that show, so it's really cool. And then the last one is Be Our Chef. Be Our Chef is a cooking game show for families. So it's usually families of 4, 2 adults, 2 children, and the children are like the talk of the town on this show. They are the reason that you watch it, not for the cooking. It's not Nailed It. If you've seen Nailed It on Netflix where they're like really bad on purpose, it's not like that. But they're not 5-star chefs like in anything Gordon Ramsay ever does. So they're just like middle of the road family game shows. They win like cruises at the end and different prizes and stuff. But the kids are like 3 and adorable, and they like to play with spatulas, and it's really nice. So we liked watching that one too. So those are the ones that outside of everything else that we've reviewed, I always go to on Disney Plus if I'm bored. Derek, what are you watching?
I got several. One nice thing is I had parent-teacher conferences last week with no parents showing up, so I had plenty of time to watch different stuff on Disney Plus. I watched the most magical story on Earth, the 2020 50 Years of Disney World special. I was really glad I wasn't watching it with commercials because I'm not sure I would have stuck with it. It talks some very basic history. It's very good shotgun history. It has a spot about Princess Diana and her sons that's really interesting. Totally a commercial, but if you're not really looking to learn anything and just need a little bit of a Disney fix, it's fun. For those of you who don't like the Pink Castle, it was mentioned that it is a treatment for the 50th. So maybe there's hope they can bring the White Castle back again. Also liked they played the enchantment theme over the closing credits. So that was
That's
just,
nice.
again, commercial.
Yeah.
It runs a little long. It was an enjoyable diversion. I think I've talked about this before. I actually watched all 3 parts of Get Back, the Beatles series.
Yeah, I heard that was great.
It got really long and repetitive watching the rehearsals.
If you don't love the Beatles, it's not for you.
Yeah. You could definitely see the tension building to the breakup at several points. I would have put it into a 2-hour show instead of a 7.5-hour show. I watched the How to Stay at Home. It's 3 2-minute shorts. It's cute. They were trying to tie into the old how-to cartoons, the how to ski, how to play football, those, but it tried too hard. It lacked originality and they were way too short. The one series I did find was The Science of Stupid. It's
Oh,
a
I saw that.
It's a National Geographic
Yeah.
series. Basically takes all the stupid videos from Facebook, Twitter, etc., and looks at the scientific principles of why they don't work, along with an example of the physics working. Honestly, if I was teaching a middle school or high school science class, I would totally show this in my classes. This was surprisingly entertaining and surprisingly informative. I think combination of Mythbusters and Brain Games.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it was a show made for every middle school boy everywhere. So, Gina, how about you?
Okay. So I have a couple things. Lego Star Wars, which I just love. I play that for the kids when we have like a brain break or something because they're short, they're Star Wars, they're funny, they have little lessons. It's all Anthony Daniels playing C-3PO, which I love. That's the first thing. The funny thing that I found, I loved Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place. I love those as a teacher because they're perfect to connect with the kids. Recently, I was flying to Florida and I found this show called Violetta. I'm like, I'm just going to download it. It takes place in Argentina. It's a novela. It's dubbed from Spanish to English. It is so terrible. It is hilarious because the dubbing is bad. I have to watch it in Spanish because the English dubbing is so bad. I have the subtitles on because it's better that way. But the storyline's hilarious. They're overacting just like in novelas. It is my favorite guilty pleasure right now. It's called Violetta. It's on Disney Plus, and try to watch it on YouTube in the Spanish version because the jokes are way better because the translation is so bad. It's so funny. So my friend who's an Argentinian, I said, can you please watch this show and tell me how bad it is for reals? I want to know. She's like, it is terrible, but they are all famous Argentinian people from Argentina. All the sets are in Argentina. So if you ever want to know what Buenos Aires looks like, you got to watch Violetta and see Buenos Aires. And she said that's the rich neighborhood. And so Violetta and Lego Star Wars are my two. Oh,
Terrific. And in the better late than never category, we got Kate on this evening. Hey, Kate, how you doing?
What?
And she's on mute, so it's one of those evenings. Un momento. So
Okay, there, I fixed it.
There she is. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I am so sorry. I have been traveling all day. I am actually currently in Utah to do a speaking gig, but I was able to get back to my hotel in time to join my tuners. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you all.
Yay.
Oh, look at Rebecca's face. Hello, Rebecca. Oh, hello. So are we talking about what we've been watching?
What have you been watching? Yeah, what have you been watching? Yeah.
So, what have I been watching? So I think a lot of you have followed that I've been watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe in chronological order from beginning to end. And so I have been, my boyfriend and I have been watching a lot of that. We just watched, we did Ant-Man, and then we did, we are about to do Captain America Civil War, which then goes right into Black Widow. And it was just announced that the Defenders and the Punisher, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones are all leaving Netflix, and there's a rumor that they're coming to Disney Plus.
I think it's more than a rumor. I think they're on their way.
Okay, but see, I have like slightly mixed emotions about this though, because some of them are very
violent,
very violent, especially the Punisher.
So do you put them on Hulu?
Yes, in my opinion.
I'm assuming that's because the one that Rebecca just mentioned, Runaways, that's on Hulu as well, right, Rebecca?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's some like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is staying on Netflix. Cloak and Dagger is staying on Netflix. There's like a bunch that are staying on Netflix. But now Steve just put, so have we are up to Endgame. Steve, are you just watching the movies or are you also doing the TV shows? Here's also my guess. Excuse me. I literally like ran from the lobby so that I could get up here in time. My guess is, especially because they brought in Daredevil and Fisk from Hawkeye, and I think No Way Home. That is my guess as to why some of those shows are coming to Disney. If they announce that they're coming to Disney Plus, then that wouldn't surprise me. So that's what I've been watching on Disney Plus. Mostly is more Marvel
Okay.
based. So
Yeah.
I
And we got a lot.
also I have the only other thing I watched it again is called On Point, and
Okay,
it's
yeah.
about the American ballet, and I just think it's so beautiful. It's a documentary.
Nice.
So
Cloak and Dagger are the two people that I was trying to come up with that are in Runaways. So thank you, Kate. I wouldn't have done it without you.
I got you, girl.
And we've got a lot of great comments. Dan says the Night at the Museum is solid comedy gold, good for the family. Yep. Dan says he really likes the old Mickey, Donald, and Goofy and Chip and Dale cartoons.
Mhm.
That's going to be brought up here in just a little bit. Trust me, Dan. The kids are into them as well. Also, really enjoying all the different shorts. Kids also binge watch Bluey and other Disney Junior shows. Absolutely, I cannot imagine how Mickey Mouse Clubhouse would have been on repeat in my house if Disney Plus had been around at the time.
Mhm.
Kate,
I have heard that Bluey is very good.
I just sang the theme song.
It's
I've heard it's
amazing.
never
very.
seen it.
I've never.
heard that it's
Yeah.
good even for adults. That like adults even appreciate it.
Awesome. Steve says been watching Launchpad live action shorts. Selected 6 filmmakers from underrepresented backgrounds to create shorts based on the theme Discover. Steve, I don't know if you saw, they actually just announced season 2, so there's
Nice.
gonna be a second season coming.
Yeah, I think he put a comment about that too.
Oh, yeah. He says there's a second season coming with the theme Connection.
That would
Awesome.
be great.
Nick says love the Mickey and Minnie shorts. Okay, Nick, old school or new ones? If I've ever had downtime, that's likely what my students are watching. Little adorable vignettes. Dan says, after hearing about the Ewok movies, I went and found Caravan and Courage. No wonder he never heard of it because it's
So bad.
terrible.
So bad.
I was almost going to mention that because I haven't watched all of it, but they put a whole bunch of the old Star Wars stuff that isn't the original 3 movies, and it's amazing how kind of
Bad.
awful all of it
It's
is.
so bad.
But it's almost entertaining because it's so bad.
Yeah. I was 8, right when I was 8.
Okay. Steve says they've grown and took a while to get used to the different animation style, so I'm assuming he's talking about the new ones.
The new ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Dan says Pop Goes the Vet and Dr. Joya.
Oh,
Okay, does Pop Goes the Vet have anything along the lines of Dr. Pimple Popper?
I hope not.
I think
I
it's
really
I think it's like that, but with
Ooh.
animals.
Oh, no.
Oh, see, no.
Listen, if they made a show about earwax extractions like Dr. Pimple Popper, I would watch it. I would buy a subscription to it.
No.
Okay, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
It's so good.
Kate just Steve says just the movies. Watching some of the TV shows, but no particular order. Nick says new currently to hook them, but once to go through them, I'll go to the classics. Nick, I think you're doing it the wrong way. I think you needed to go do the old ones, especially the old like Donald Duck ones.
Oh, they love those.
Especially the old Donald Duck, especially
Yeah.
with Chip and Dale.
They love those. They also like the Jiminy Cricket ones, but I'm with 7-year-olds.
Okay,
It's a little different.
Okay, Jiminy Cricket. Are you talking the I'm No Fool ones?
Yes.
Are they on Disney Plus?
No. Well, I haven't found them. I just show YouTube. I just
Okay,
go on YouTube.
because
And do 'em.
that's the next series. I remember loving that series growing up.
Yeah.
So, Kate.
Dan has
Dan
a.
says there's an earwax show tonight on TLC.
So I don't know what channel it is. I don't know what channel it is
Yeah.
out in Utah though.
Anyway,
Check your
Oh
Utah.
my gosh. I didn't know
guys-
that was a thing.
it's been great. I have several things here I definitely want to watch. Different things on my life. Yeah, and Steve says Donald Duck loves the old Donald Duck shorts. He's number one. Steve, the old Donald Duck is my spirit animal.
So I know we're going to talk about the new one, but do you find that can you find a lot of the old ones on
Yes.
Disney Plus? Because
I
I find it.
I can find a lot of the old Donald Duck ones.
Okay.
The old Mickey Mouse ones, not so much. I actually just pulled up while we were doing our pre-show, I pulled up it has a list of basically the 10 Mickey Mouse shorts you should see, and only like 5 or 6 of them are only 4 of them are pre-Fantasia. So,
Wow.
and a omit the best Mickey Mouse short ever, the band concert. The first one ever in Technicolor. No. Okay. Tell me, how am I wrong?
No,
Clock
no.
cleaners.
No.
You're not wrong. The band
No.
concert, I can tell you why. Schools have permission to use it. We're allowed to show that to our kiddos from Disney. They probably gave it to the schools and said, you can't show this anywhere else.
Huh.
Because
No, it's on
we're allowed
Disney
to show that
Plus.
to second grade.
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, we are? Okay. Because that was
Oh, yeah,
that was a second grade.
totally. Honestly, I usually watch it once every couple of weeks. But no, I'm sorry, with Donald Duck being the foil to Mickey, that is so much better than Clock Cleaners. That is so much better than the Clock Cleaners.
I disagree, but okay.
Okay.
Both very good.
So, but speaking of the Mickey Mouse cartoons, this week, The Wonderful Winter of Mickey Mouse, which was 3 of the brand new shorts, came out.
Bye.
And
I haven't seen these yet.
Gina hasn't seen them. Kate, did you get around to watching them? No. Okay. So, Gina, Rebecca, did you watch them?
Yes, absolutely.
What'd you think?
I am obsessed. I think these things are just the bee's knees. I have not seen most of the old shorts because I'm 23. And they just were not in my time. But will say that my favorite thing to do with my fiance when we're at Disney World is to throw the shorts on in the morning as soon as we wake up. And right as we're going to bed. So anytime that we're staying in a Disney hotel, the first thing that we do is put the shorts on, and they redo and reloop the same ones like over and over and over again, but they never get old. I love the ones that are in like different languages. So you get to see those cultures and, you hear those languages and see those different things. I think that's great. But specifically the Wonderful Winter of Mickey Mouse shorts were beautiful. I loved that they, like the title, were winter themes, not necessarily Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa. Like they weren't specific to a culture or a religion. It was just winter. So it talked about snow and ice and skiing and ice skating and all those things. And I thought that was fitting that it came out right after the Olympics was over. So as the Olympics had just finished a couple of days ago, the winter ones, I watched the shorts tonight and I was like, oh, that's the half pipe. Like that. I just watched that Olympic event and now I'm seeing it with Goofy in a house. Like that's pretty cool. So I think that they're great. I love the animation style. I think that the use of color is spectacular, how they use sound effects, and that everything still kind of sounds symphonic. The music is still heavy brass and band and percussion and not just like regular sound effects and regular music. There's strings and violins and it's all beautiful. I think that there's no wrong they can do when it comes to a little 5 or 6 minute episode about Mickey Mouse and his friends. So it was wonderful. Derek?
I'm a huge fan of the Mickey, Donald, Goofy classic cartoons. I, like Rebecca, like you, I've also watched many of the new cartoons on the channel that plays in the resorts, and I think you needed like 6 more overs on how often they repeat them. There are some of these cartoons that are pretty good. Not this set. These 3 get tiresome in a fairly big hurry. I have always found this voice of Mickey Mouse as incredibly annoying. Yeah, I mean, I realize it's closer to Walt's little high-pitched, falsetto. It doesn't do it for me. I do like that the Donald voice is actually closer to the original than like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse voice. There are some good moments in these. I loved in episode 2 the Country Bear Jamboree reference with the heads on the walls. Also, and here's a deep dive, the Mineral King reference was a nod to a development Walt was going to do as a ski resort in the Sierra Nevada mountains. The intro to the figure skating clip was a great nod to an old Once Upon a Wintertime cartoon with the stylized heart on the ice. So there were some great nods, but as a whole, this set didn't do it for me. Pete?
Um, s- so I guess I'm kind of in between. I do like the new shorts. I also grew up on the older shorts, but I've really gotten to the point where I actually will like sit down. You can see 100 of these shorts on Disney Plus. They have like whole seasons of them, and I have on occasion just like put them on and watch 10 in a row or something like that. Um, some of them I think are really good. Some of them not so much. This set, I liked the second one a lot.
Was
It was
uneven.
uneven.
Yes,
It
the
was
second
uneven.
one.
I thought the second one was really good. I really liked the snowed in the cabin and all the stupid stuff they got into.
And Steve agrees with you because it included Donald. And
Well,
that did make a difference.
I think it did help that they had the other characters. I'm kind of with you that I'm not sure I like the Goofy of this. Like this version of Goofy
and
is
as
like
Dan says,
too
Goofy
dumb.
was creepy.
Yeah.
Too dumb.
But
Yeah. Mickey has looked like Mickey looked before. Donald has kind of looked a little bit like Donald before, but not much. Goofy has never looked like this. So
yeah, they've almost made him like too stupid. Like I don't know. Anyways, but I actually like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, all the other characters, and you mentioned like the references. A lot of the other shorts have very deep dive references. So if you're a fan of Disney history, you'll see a lot of that in there too. But yeah, the first one I thought was okay. The second
which
one
one
I
was
liked.
the first one?
The first one was the snowflake.
Oh, the snowflake. That was okay. The third one didn't work for me at all.
The third one I didn't think was very great. I couldn't figure out why Goofy was like wrecking everything. And so yeah, to me, I'll say 2 out of 3 of them I enjoyed. The third one was okay. But I'm looking forward. I think they're doing another set in March,
in the spring,
right?
yes.
Yeah,
April. I think it's coming out in April. It's either March or April. There's a spring series coming out. Yeah. And yeah, as Steve says, Goofy in the old ones wasn't stupid. He was goofy and clumsy, but he was not stupid, which this Goofy is just not smart at all.
Right.
And yeah, and Vicky chimes in the new Goofy is creepy.
Yeah.
So I think as I said, I think as a whole, the new Mickey Mouse ones are are really uneven. I liked remember the Potato Land one? That one was okay. There's a couple others of those. As Nick says, he likes Goofy when he's more like Rose Nyland, not Dumb and Dumber. So
yeah, Golden Girls reference.
Golden Girls reference, and I think that's a great. He just doesn't get it, rather than being really dumb.
Right. Yeah.
Which Goofy was never dumb. Even one of the original ones. Okay, I don't remember the name of it, but it's the one where they have the trailer.
Yes.
And Goofy's not dumb in that one. He's just a little careless and doesn't understand that he's being careless. Yes. And that's him in Clock Cleaners. That's him in the shipbuilding ones. That's him in all of the how-to shows.
Yeah.
Goofy was never stupid.
Yeah.
Goofy was just careless.
Yeah. So I'm but yeah, there's some really good ones of the shorts, and again, they're shorts, right? So if like one of them isn't that good, it's going to be over soon, and then you get onto one that is. So
and I will say, I do love that they have these as an option in the Walt Disney World hotels. I do miss that. Now, I was there long enough ago that they had the original cartoon shorts on there, but this is a great thing. I cannot count the number of hours that my son has sat there when he's supposed to be napping or waiting for us to get ready to go to the park, and just sit there and we'll watch the shorts over and over and over, almost as many times as I had to watch Cars.
But but those ones on the thing showed me Flipper Boo Bootosis. It showed me Third Wheel. They get to see so many good ones on the Disney.
I love the one where Donald and Daisy are fighting on purpose.
Yeah.
That one I really enjoyed.
There's
So-
the one where they like are arguing with the cloud. Like Donald and Izzy have the cloud, the angry
Mhm.
thunderstorm over them. And then Mickey and Minnie are like, fine, we can do that. We can be angry and show you. And then it like physically hurts them to try to be like that.
And guys, I will say, if this is the only way that people ever get introduced to Mickey and Minnie and Donald and some of the classic characters in their orneriness and their troublemaking, that's not the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse versions, I'll take it.
My only
So-
criticism for some of them is that Mickey, having been very close personal friends with Mickey Mouse, they portray him very mean and angry.
Mhm.
And as someone who has spent many, many hours
Many.
with Mickey Mouse, we do not portray Mickey ever, ever, ever as angry or impatient. So that kind of makes me go, but
Yeah,
And that's fair.
I think he's more. He gets more frustrated than angry, but yeah, I would agree. His temperament is not the normal Mickey.
Right.
What you
Yeah.
see of Mickey temperament, but I think that's the modernization that they're doing with it.
And I think that's
Right.
the idea behind it. I think because the original Mickey, if you go walk back and watch Plain Crazy, if you go watch some of the ones with Mortimer, if you go watch some of the old black and white Mickeys, he's not a nice guy. He is what Donald became. So
Right. They kind of over time had to make Mickey nicer, and so then that's why they brought in Donald.
that's why they brought in Donald.
And Donald was actually more popular than Mickey for a long time because Donald could do the things that
Yeah.
Mickey
Right.
couldn't.
including in
So-
this household. So, but okay, next week, and guys, I've loved talking about this stuff. Next week, Free Guy comes out.
Yeah.
So
I
Free Guy
wanna see
comes
I'm
out.
that.
excited. I'm
I
excited.
have not seen that. Has anyone on here seen that yet?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
No. Free Guy and Kate, I know you are super psyched for this one. The Louder and Prouder series comes out.
I'm
The Proud
excited for that.
Family. So
I think Rebecca just said
Family.
too.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I have never watched any of the Proud Family series, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes because
Tell him, Rebecca. Tell him,
it's gonna
Rebecca.
be, it's gonna be see how someone who just starts with basically this new season takes it. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be really interesting to see how things go.
Are
from the
we
first
watching
episode.
like 1 or 2 episodes?
There's only one episode coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one episode at a time. So we'll watch Free Guy and we'll watch the first episode. If they come out with 2 episodes, we'll watch 2 episodes. Free Guy
I
comes
like
out tomorrow. I think the Proud Family comes out Friday.
Oh, good.
So you can overlap that just a little bit. Guys, if there's something you want to watch us do, I know for the next few weeks we've got stuff fairly booked, but there's going to be some time in March and definitely in April when not much is coming out. And Moon Knight is not going to need its own episode. So if you have suggestions, email us at plusplatoon@gmail.com, message us on Facebook. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Pete's been doing a great job keeping up on the Instagram. I will say, please, on our Facebook feed, sometime this week, look for a survey coming out from us. We want to know what you guys think about Plus Platoon. What's working? What's not working? We need your feedback because we want to grow this. So we want to always get better. And part of the way we do that is by listening to the feedback from our viewers. And guys, nothing is off the table. Well, okay, almost nothing is off the table. We still have to talk about Disney Plus. But that being said, Steve pulled in, have we watched Waking Sleeping Beauty? Steve, I did watch Waking Sleeping Beauty.
Great.
It is a great show. For those of you who don't know, it basically talks about the Little Mermaid, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin era of
Nice.
Disney animation and how Disney animation was dead until Little Mermaid.
1989.
1989. And then all of a sudden they had this sweep of hits, including Rescuers Down Under. It really did do did do box office well for that year. So yes, we have watched Wings and Beauty. Thanks for reminding me of that, because that was actually something I watched over Christmas break. So Pete, did you have something to add?
I want to say we ended up watching the first Rescuers the other night. My wife, for one reason, wanted to see it, and I enjoyed it. I hadn't seen it in a long, long time, and I enjoyed it probably a little more than Rescuers Down Under. Sorry, Kate, because it actually had the Rescuers in the entire movie.
It did,
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
didn't you find it way more sad?
Oh, it was sad and scary. Totally sad and scary.
Well, if it wasn't for the character's attitude, but like what happened to Penny, what happened to the little girl is like super horrifying. But she's just kind of like, oh well, you know, the alligator came and got me in the swamp. So
yeah,
so it's not too bad watching it, at least as an adult. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it, and it, as I said, it hit me the same way that watching Down Under with you guys, as I said, that like there wasn't enough rescuers in that movie. We needed more of Bernard and Bianca.
I'll agree with that.
Totally fair. So, guys, we will see everyone next week. We are watching Free Guy, and we are watching The Return of the Proud Family. With that, we're going to say goodnight, everyone. So, bye.
Night.
Good night.
Adios.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Plus Platoon. Be sure to subscribe to the Plus Platoon podcast to keep getting great content each week. Then head over to Apple Podcast and leave those 5-star reviews, as they help make the Plus Platoon visible to even more Disney Plus fans. Also, go to YouTube and like and subscribe to the Plus Platoon channel, where you can watch all future episodes live. If you have a question for the Plus Platoon, please send us an email to plusplatoon@gmail.com or connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram @plusplatoon.
The Plus Platoon is a Disney Plus fan podcast and is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company or the Disney Plus streaming service. All opinions expressed on the show are solely those of the individual hosts and in no way reflect the views of the Walt Disney Company.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for next week's episode, because the Plus Platoon is to be continued.